was just waiting for that plane to fly over. Good morning, I'm Battlerog, and this is Red Dirt Garden, Cacti and Euphorbia. Here's the desert roses in the middle of winter, keeping them pretty dry. Trying to keep them bone dry actually right now, because yeah, we had a overnight temperature of 4 degrees Celsius, so quite a cold morning to get the children off to school. I'd just like to share something that I've done here. Recently I went up into the hills and at a friend's property, they were kind enough to give me quite a big piece of granite. So I brought that home, and I'm trying to make a bonsai type feature with 2 Adenium seedlings. What I've done is, if I can dig away at some soil here, in here is quite a large piece of granite that's oxidized with iron to give it quite a red tinge. It takes up most of this terracotta pot. There's only about an inch or so around it where I've put soil, and I've put about an inch of soil on the bottom. So what I'm doing is put the soil back in there. I collected some soil from around the place that I wasn't using in pots, and I added charcoal and pieces of terracotta pot to it to make it a bit healthier, improve draining. And I placed quite a large stone in the pot. I put about an inch or 2 inches of soil on the bottom, and then I placed a large stone in the terracotta pot. The top of the stone is basically level with the top of the pot. I made sure I had a good flat surface on the top, maybe sort of 100 millimeters diameter at least. It's roughly the same diameter as this pot on the top here that I cut the bottom off. So then I placed the desert rose root ball basically on top of the flat surface of the rock, and then I cut the bottom of this black pot off and then just filled in around it. So the goal is that the roots of the adeniums will grow down the sides of the pot here and grow down the sides of the stone, and then I'll slowly expose more of the roots as we go. Probably at the end of the next summer I'll expose about that much of the roots, about an inch or so, inch and a half, which what I'll probably do is I'll just cut here, and then the following one I'll take it away, and then the next season we'll go a little bit lower. But when we go lower the 3rd time, what I'll do is I'll lift the stone up out of the pot and put more soil on the bottom, more soil around, and then at the end what we want is the roots to wrap around the stone, and we'll get a shallow pot, and it'll be a beautiful bonsai type feature with the Adenium roots wrapping around the nice piece of oxidized granite. So it's a bit ambitious to do it in the middle of winter, but I'm keeping everything bone dry. I'm not gonna water this at all, not until it warms up a bit and my overnight temperatures reach at least 10 degrees Celsius, and even when I do water it, it won't be very much at all. So yeah, it's quite an exciting thing to do if anyone wants to give it a try. I really like my Cordex plants, my desert roses. You know, they don't necessarily take up too much room, and they've got really interesting roots, as you can see here on this one. You cut the stems back every season and they bifurcate. You know, they grow 2 or 3 new branches, give you plenty of flowers. You can do interesting things with the roots too if you're willing to go through some trial and error and you've got plenty of patience. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with everyone, and hopefully it all turns out for the best. If it doesn't, hey, I'll grab another seedling and we'll have another crack at it. And as well, I'll show everyone that this was looking quite rough before it even started to grow some fuzz or mold or something. So I got some copper oxychloride, which comes in a powder form. Put a little bit of water in it, and then I just painted it over the callousing wound. And even you can do the same thing. I've had Sulco Rebusha Roshi graft on this dragon fruit piece. You can see the little snails that have just been eating the top non-stop to where they were going to destroy the plant. So what I've done as well is I've got some copper oxychloride powder, mixed it with a little bit of water, and just painted around the wound where the snails have been chewing on it, and even around the dragon fruit, and they really won't cross that. They don't want no part of that. And also, especially on dragon fruits, if you're having problems like rust, or you know, you need to make a cut in winter and you don't want it to rot, you do the same thing. Get some copper oxychloride powder, mix it with a little bit of water, get a paintbrush and give it a paint. You can see I've done that here on the totem pole. I think Lophocereus shoddy is its name. Lophocereus shoddy monstros. I can even see in here where the snails are starting to chew at things. Because, you know, you do it on one thing and they're just going to move to something else. So yeah, hope that helps everyone, and hope sharing the plans for the Adenium seedlings works out and everything else. So catch us later. See? This craft here is called Maria's Wax. It's a Brigessi. These two here are Scott Cross Toshekis. Starting to fatten up a bit. This one here is my Parlocereus chrysanthemum, or chrysanthemum, something like that. All seed grown. Chrysocanthus. That's right, Chrysocanthus. There's a couple of Tosheki grafts. There's a Euphorbia polygonum and some yellow flower Echinopsis. And that's a Mallow 4 cross VRG.
Daya.